Amigos y amigas, estamos acá en Canadá, Toronto, para una entrevista exclusiva con Ricky and Emil from the Brian Jonestown Massacre. Esta es una exclusiva para hablar de lo que se viene hoy día, otras cosas y además sorpresas. Y ojo, que van a estar presentes en Chile en diciembre, así que ya saben, ya pueden adquirir sus entradas que produce en órbita. Guys, thanks for your time. How are you doing? How are you prepared for this tonight in Toronto?
Ready to rock. Ready to rock.
Amazing. And you?
I'm ready to rock my knee.
Oh,
Great. I'm enjoying the benefits of my disabilities.
Okay.
I've been wheelchaired around today and with a queen, and I'm there.
No problem.
If you're gonna be a cripple, you gotta be a cripple all the way.
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta get a cripple with style and cripple with benefits and cripple with like extended joy.
Get the mileage.
Yeah,
get all the mileage out of it that you can while you can. You know.
In your case, do you have a lot of experience in music with different? Ricky, you have a lot of albums with the Brian Jones. You have, I think, one. Yeah, or not? Yeah.
With Jonestown?
Yeah, one.
On different singles and
Different
albums.
singles and
different albums.
well, same story.
Yeah,
But-
Emil and I are both all over the place.
Yeah.
In Brian Jonestown Massacre and
Yeah.
elsewhere.
And in your experience, how do you see this trajectory? Because it's a lot of years. In your case, you have a lot of projects, like different things. I know the other day I saw you a history. You celebrate the 20 years of your band, Serena.
Mm.
Yeah. And how do you feel with this trajectory? Because you have a lot of albums.
You know, there's a lot of things in life you just don't need to overthink. You just go into it and you just do it, right? So that's kind of how I am.
And you, how do you feel with this trajectory? Because you have with this band, with others projects, and you are a producer.
Yeah, Ricky too. He's
Yeah,
been
Ricky
producing
too.
stuff. So we've been all over the map in a way, and I've sort of recently retired as a producer. But so that's why I'm so happy to be playing live again with them. There's not many people I would do that with, and it's an honor too, of course. But I have a long history of maybe overthinking my own stuff, and I need to let that go and start coming back to that, because I become mentally ill from thinking too much. So I have to learn from what he's saying now, because I've been trying to help other people not to think too much and help them make records the way that I would love to have someone around me to help me make a record. So I'm guessing it goes what he's saying. I should learn from that.
It's a universal thing, you know. You want a path of least resistance to the optimal state of flow in whatever it is you're doing in life. And in our case, being creative people, being musicians who are, you know, employed to perform live, you know, professionally, you know, it's you can talk yourself out of these kinds of things really easily. You know, your rational mind can take over to the point where you're just in your own way, and you don't take any chances, and you don't have any fun, and you don't do anything interesting, and you don't take any chances of any kind, and you have this very safe, conservative, tepid, boring existence. And you know, some people are fine with that. Some people are born to do that. Other people are not.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're dealing with here. People
That's
who
what you're dealing with.
you know, it's the other end of that. You know,
Definitely the other end.
so we're just trying to find, you know, the path of least resistance to the optimal state of flow. In our set of circumstances as individuals in life, our paths have intersected.
And I always see, because I listen your band, your other projects. I know your producer different albums. What is for you what you learn about these productions? What do you learn about, for example, the different albums in the Brian Jones, and you with the other projects, because you always learn new things,
Absolutely.
always.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a big conversation, really. That's just that one question, you know, because, you know, when you're hired as a producer, you know, the premise is that you're sort of going to bring this knowledge and mentor this situation and be the captain of the ship or whatever. And sure, these people are probably going to pick up a thing or two from you, but you know what? That's a two-way street. You're going to pick up a thing or two from them as well, you see. And that can come in all shapes and sizes. You can be working with people who are 20 years younger than you, but maybe they're more tapped into something because of that you're not tapped into, despite your knowledge and experience and your wisdom and all the rest of it and all the things you can teach them. You know, they just might teach you something. They might teach you something about yourself, and you might learn something about yourself and what you bring to the situation and what you're made of and what you've got to offer, and, you know, just how worth your salt you actually fucking are. So, you know, it's all a learning experience, all of it, and everything informs everything else, whether you're producing, writing, collaborating, touring, performing, it all intertwines and relates, you know.
It's I think that relating to, like, I used to have a certain perspective if I would work with someone where you would have like, oh, here's the, from the old times, oh, here's the producer, here's the little band, oh, that's supposed to like perform at the peak of their performance to sort of to convince the producer that, you know, you're giving your all and you're giving your best, or you're giving your ultimate down to performance, to writing, to all of this. And okay, to some extent, that's a great value, that, you know, you get the best out of the artist. But it's like that separation between. I got to a point where I was like, no, we are one team.
Yes.
And we are gonna fucking show the world. I want them, because if you're affiliated with a band, you don't want to release something that's like, it's not something that you want on as part of your reputation.
Yeah.
And also like your sort of holy commitment here in life is that whatever you do is you're not putting anything else that is not gonna, if your name is gonna be on it, it's gonna be part of your legacy.
That's right.
So it's like in an artistic form as well, just as much as it is in a formal, or like you would read everyone, oh, you're related to that, but also like your inner conscience about what's your artistic ambition or vision. I think that's also so. When I stepped away from that, I was more and more like being humbled by that. You know, it's not just the producer and the group; you are in it together.
That's right.
And
you want it that way.
Exactly.
There has to be unity.
What he's saying is integrated exactly in this. You know, that's, we learn from each other, and 2 + 2 is more than 5.
We work together.
Exactly.
It is collaborative.
Yeah, it is.
At the end of the day.
It is.
And as it should be.
It is, as it should be.
I always ask this for the musician, because I like to know which is the album you say, this is my favorite day, this is the album if you, I love this. And it's a good question, difficult, but you can think.
Well, I always love listening to the first album by the Tubes, because it's just the soundtrack of my childhood. So, you know, but I guess that's the reason anyone would have the answer they have, though, isn't it? Ultimately. So something along those lines. So that's for me, sure.
Great. And you?
Of course, it's impossible to answer. It's just like people ask about, perfectionist or blah, blah. There's no such thing as perfection. But you can always strive towards, and that's the quest, you know, that's what you're aiming for. You're going for it, and you can get as close to it. And that also comes down to like records. Okay, so one day I would love to, it recalls my childhood, listen to Norwegian composer Greg, you know, or the other day, you know, you just like, you were straight listening to an AC/DC riff for 10 minutes, for an hour. It could just be that, you know, or if you're listening to Spaceman 3 back in the day, or all your, you know, all my Brazilian stuff, it's all different colors, it's all different territories, different moods, and I can't live without nothing of it. So say 50 albums and it's still going to be hard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult.
So don't mention like the stuff that I just said some stupid little fragments of
And I saw do you have a lot of tour in this tour, different dates? I think it's 21 days. I think
that's
so.
Pretty standard.
Yeah.
I don't think
for this, I think North America, and today is the 10th. How do you feel with this? Because it's a lot of days. I think for you and you feel like it's normal. The tour is normal.
like I said earlier, just don't think about it so much. Just do it and just get it done.
Okay.
Think about it when it's all over.
But you certainly have to pace yourself.
Sure. Yeah, you have to long game it. You have to understand that you have to get through this thing gracefully, gently, professionally.
Yeah.
You have to deliver every day, no matter what your mood is or how you're feeling, any of that stuff. You've got to deliver. You got to be on time. You got to do your bit. You're here to be professional.
Okay. And then also, from me, who've been away from this life for many years. I only joined them 3 years ago now, and I have to remind myself of the little mundane moments where I'm grateful. I'm thankful for being here with my friends, being able to do this, and when we have great moments, whether it's musically, personally, spiritually, or it's just like that gives me a lot of extra fuel. Yeah.
And I hate this question, but it's common. Do you have any expectation for Chile?
I expect it to be a fucking great time.
Yeah. And
My sister loves it. She used to live in Santiago. I think it's just outside, but I've never been there before. So
never. But you see,
he's been,
I think you 1, 2, 3 times. I think so.
I've been there. How many times? I've been there twice. Oh no, actually, You're right. I've been there
three times. Yeah, 3 times. Yeah. 3 times.
I think Serena was scheduled to play.
Yeah, Serena.
Back in the day, way years ago. But then it didn't happen, and so I'm very happy to be there.
Okay. And about you and you, do you have any memories for the first album of Brian Jones? And do you have any memories for the first album of Serena? Because is that celebrate 20 years, and I think for the first album you recording with the band, I think it's more 20 years. I think so. I think so.
I don't quite understand the question. Sorry.
Any particular memories from the early
for
days?
For the first album you're recording with
right. Oh
and
gosh.
And the question for you is,
you know,
if you remember for the first album.
To be honest with
Serena.
you, any memories I have of it are akin to Polaroid photographs. It's just a kind of frozen moments. It's so long ago, and we were in such a I don't know how to describe it. We were in our own autonomous sort of reality, making that music and being that band at that time. A lot's happened since then. And back then we were experimenting with psychoactive
no problem.
things a lot. So, it was very blurry, fuzzy, hazy, but good times and a big learning curve in just how you can maximize your time, because we spent in 1992 and the first half of 1993, we spent literally every day of our lives writing, recording, rehearsing, performing, you name it. We were doing all of it, and it was just nonstop. And we were just coming up with ideas and booking shows all the time. And we weren't just playing, nightclubs. We were playing art galleries and warehouse parties and living rooms and just all over the place. We were, come play in our garage tonight.
Yeah.
We'll invite some people around. Yeah, okay, great. Let's go do that. We got 100 people turn up, kind of thing. So we were just playing all the time, and so many things were happening so rapidly, whether it was with Greg Shaw and Bump Records or with Not Human and Asphodel with the Compound, and him mentoring us early on and providing a space for us to be prolific, to do what we were built to do, which was just be a non-stop creative entity, BJM. So much happened in that time. So many songs were written and recorded and played. Stuff that there was so much of it that it took the next 10 years to release the majority of it, peppered over all the albums that came later, long after I had left the band the first time. He was still putting out those songs because there was this backlog of great material that had to come out. People knew the songs because they'd seen them played live, and there was more of demand for records by the band. And he was just cranking them out there. By the mid '90s, he was doing like 2 or 3 albums a year sometimes, right? So there you go. Anyhow, sorry for a long-winded.
No, good.
Yeah.
Love it.
There you go.
And you?
Yeah. A little bit of the same in a way, but I'm a little bit younger than them. So in the beginning of Serena, we did the same. We would play in someone's living room on just all like little Norwegian Tandberg reel-to-reel players, that recorders that you can use as amps. Tiny little, like super, like only a snare drum or but super just like down to the bare basics. We would play in art galleries, we would play vernissages, we would play at some clubs, but it was very, very intimate and very from friend to friend, from trusted to trusted. And I remember when we did the first recordings, it was this old, like it was the old residue, some residue of an old legendary studio in Oslo, but it was all taken down to this little basement. And in this basement, it was so down to basics. And I remember I loved all this music that no one cared about at the time. So I felt like I was proud because I had found a treasure for my generation. And I was there. We had one rat pedal, we had one space echo, and we had one really bad Mackie board, and we had a Tascam reel to reel. And I was very proud because I found this 15-inch hi-hat that was sounding so good. And so we based and I had a Guild Starfire, very, very sparse, very little equipment, but made some very cool recordings. And I would leave that place, like I would sometimes sleep there in that really ratty old basement. And coming out of there, and I would walk home, and there would like drunk people in the streets, like, and I would crawl literally through like a battlefield, and because I wasn't really like
binge drinking on the weekends in Scandinavia.
It's kind of Scandinavia. It's like binge.
You've never seen anything like it.
And I would be clear. I would be so clear and high only from the music. I would be so in because I had such a strong knowing that this is right. I know God my path. So I could just walk straight home and be so completely just still so insanely fueled on what we were creating. So it's kind of nucleus of a time that later came to manifest for much more. But that was very special to me as well. Super, super cool. And no one can take that moment away from you. That's where you know something is born, like, this is gonna go on. That's your path in life. Yeah.
And the last, can you send a greeting for the Chilean people?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, or you can invite.
Buenos días, Chile. ¿Cómo está? Muchas gracias. Muy exactamente. For Santiago.
Muy emocionado por ir a Santiago.
Yeah. Muchas gracias.
Yeah, what he said. Fully agreed.
Thanks for your time, Ricky and Emil.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Very sweet.